I'm going to start like this, the whole thing pointing this way. Welcome to 1 Million Cups. That's way too loud. Good morning and welcome to 1 Million Cups. Every week, join us together from 9 to 10 a.m. We meet here at Fat Pipe BBQ, which has been just a great home for us, to talk with entrepreneurs about how they've started their business, how they're growing their business, and to talk with you and try and find ways that we can help them and the community grow as a whole. We're part of, I think it's now 73 cities across the country. We double-checked last week because I was just making up numbers. And, so we're really excited to have you here with us today. If you're here and you'd like to watch us online, sorry, just kidding. But if you go to 1MCABQ_vid, that's one of the quick ways. If you actually go to our YouTube channel, the easiest way to get there is the way I just mentioned. If you go there and you actually subscribe, that'll help us get our own URL so that we don't have to, give you all sorts of letters. But we are really, really happy because one of the people who helped launch 1 Million Cups here in Albuquerque is Emily Bennett. And so what we like to do occasionally, and you've heard before, is we'd like to get in touch with the people who've presented before and hear from them about, what's happened since then, about their journey and all that kind of stuff. So it's really, really great to have Emily back. And, let me just stop talking and turn it over to you. With Baby Blastoff.
Baby Blastoff. I'm Emily, owner of Baby Blastoff, like Eric just said, and I had the privilege of being one of the first people to present last year at 1 Million Cups, which was an awesome experience, and there was such an outpouring of support from the community. It was really, really great. And today I'm back to share with you again about my journey, and because I just launched a Kickstarter this morning. Actually, I clicked the button that said launch, and then I kind of went, oh, God, because it's super exciting, and it's also terrifying, as you all know, in the entrepreneur community. And I had two presentations in my mind this morning. I prepared for one, and I prepared for the other, and I was kind of like, which way am I going to go this morning, which is maybe kind of crazy, but I'm going to go for it one way and then fill in information the other way if we need. So, because I'm old school, I told Eric I'm old school, and I used to be a teacher, so I have this teacherly heart that loves whiteboards. So today I'm here because I just launched my Kickstarter for my business. Yay! And because I'm here to promote it, I'm going to go that way. So these are my top 5 reasons why you guys should go and click back this project. Reason number 5 is that the time is now. And what I mean by that is that Baby Blastoff is a company. My company is about breaking down stereotypes. The clothing that I make is all about empowering children to break out of stereotyped roles and become daring life explorers who don't have to fit into this box or that box. And this is a trend that is growing now. It is the wave is like this. If any of you have seen in the news, Target just decided to take down their gendered stereotype signage in their toy department. Yay! So you can go into Target and you can see trucks mixed in with other things. I'm super excited about this. Other large brands, big-time brands like Versace. In the New York Times recently, there was an article about how these brands are starting to go more towards unisex and gender-neutral styles. So the time is now. It is time to go. The trend is like this. That's number 5. Let's change colors. Reason number 4 is for the love of Albuquerque. My business, with my business, I manufacture baby clothes that are made right here in Albuquerque They support local jobs and industry. And the growth of my business is not just supporting me, but I believe it's supporting Albuquerque and jobs in Albuquerque and a growing sort of seedling garment industry that I see starting to take life here. Supporting my business means supporting jobs that are in sewing, and these jobs require skills that are being lost overseas because they all go to China. So bringing them here and having people work in sewing, in cutting, in making garments is supporting having that knowledge here that can support other companies like mine or different that want to make sewn products. And that could be something that could be really powerful for Albuquerque. So it's a vote for Burke to back my project. Reason number 3 is because, I have to say it myself, so there it is. I make great stuff. I really do. I believe in my own product. It's made out of super high-quality materials that I source in North America as much as possible. And it's made out of this bamboo fabric that is so soft. If you haven't felt it, you need to come to my farmer's market stand and feel it because it's so great. And it's printed with my original artwork, which I pour my heart and soul into. And it's all made to be worn by both boys and girls, like I said before, empowering them to become whoever they want to be. So it's really worth it, and I think it's worth getting out into the world. Reason number 2, I'm running out of space, is babies are worth it. Here's a baby. I said in my previous talk, and I'll say it again now, if we're going to break down stereotypes, when are we going to start? We're going to start with adults? We're going to start with teenagers? No, we have to start with babies. They're our smallest, most, cliche, precious resource, but they are. Anybody who has a grandchild or a baby, you look at them and you think, what kind of world do we want for them in the future? What do we want? We want a world that we want them to be able to do whatever they want to do. And whether or not that fits perfectly into, the gender stereotype boxes that we've created. So when you think about backing my project, think about the babies in your life, other people's babies, how cute they are. They are worth it. And my number 1 reason for backing my Kickstarter is that think of it this way. It's like, I chose the lightest marker, the top one. Baby clothes for world peace. Because underneath it, to me, that's what it is. It's my artwork, and it's about building a world that is based on equality, based on understanding, and based on allowing others to be who they are and celebrating that. And maybe it seems like it's just baby clothes, but to me, that's where we have to start. We have to start with babies, and we have to teach them that that's what we expect from the world, that's what we want for them. And artwork comes in many shapes and sizes, and this is mine, and it's to put on our beautiful babies. Thank you. Well, shoot. But I do have the Kickstarter video queued up. All right, or rather they do. I don't do Twitter, people. I know you guys are Twitter, but here, let me tell you about Facebook.
Hi, I'm Emily, creator of the Baby Blastoff clothing line. I started Baby Blastoff in 2012 when my son was a baby. I didn't like the gender stereotype messaging that is so common on baby clothes. So I set out to create an alternative that would empower children, both boys and girls, to explore life's many possibilities and break out of gender stereotype roles. Since then, Baby Blastoff has come a long way. I started out screen printing in my converted garage, but dreamed about creating an entire line of baby clothes that would promote the Baby Blastoff message. Today, that dream has taken shape, and Baby Blastoff garments are now manufactured in Albuquerque, New Mexico, supporting local jobs and industry. We use a super soft bamboo cotton fabric in a rainbow of vibrant colors. All items are made to be worn by both boys and girls, and to empower them to be daring life explorers. We have come so far, and now we need your backing to help us get to the next level. With funds from this campaign, we will be able to take Baby Blastoff to a major apparel trade show in New York City, destination for wholesale buyers from across the U.S. and Europe. We will be able to expand beyond New Mexico and bring our baby-loving, stereotype-blasting message to babies everywhere. Click back this project and help Baby Blastoff blast off. Together we can create a vibrant future where our children's dreams, no matter what they are, can take flight. Thank you.
It was. Well, my other talk that I had was like, okay, this is what I've done since then, which this morning felt a little like, I don't know, kind of dull. But, I mean, I finished my talk last year by saying something like, I'm ready to take this to a larger audience. How am I going to do that? And pretty much the last year from then until now has been spent working on that question and trying to figure out what to do. And so today I've launched this Kickstarter so I can go to this trade show, and there's lots of backstory there. I don't know if you'd want to hear about that. So does that help?
So in terms of researching the trade show, how much research have you done as far as how to make sure it's successful and make the decision makers of whoever you need to be in order to keep going?
Yeah, it's a process. It was a lengthy process of trying to figure out, is a trade show a good idea? Is that a good use of resources? Which trade show? Should it be an apparel trade show? Should it be a gift trade show? Because my items are very gift-oriented, and also I sell things. It's getting into nitty-gritty, but the apparel trade shows are, you go and you take orders and you pool orders, and then you fulfill, later. So like you go, I'm planning to go in February. You pool orders, you fulfill in like August for the fall season. And gift trade shows are more immediate based, so you go and you sell things, and then you ship them out, whenever they're ready, like 6 to 8 weeks after the trade show. And with my business model, which I think is a strength, is that I can do both things. So I thought, okay, I want to go towards gift because immediates is better for me in a like cash flow kind of scenario. So if I go that part of my business first, that could be a really strong foundation on which to kind of go the other direction. And so, nitty-gritty. I went, in January, I went actually to visit the gift show in Vegas, and then I also went to LA, and then I also went to San Francisco to scope them out, because I wanted to see what's a good fit. I've been told you really, you need to see, and so I went, and I was kind of bummed, actually, by what I saw at those trade shows. I felt like it was a little bit not a great fit for me and my product. A little slow. Like I need pretty good customer volume because what I make is pretty niche. So that was kind of threw a wrench in my plan. And how did it go after that? So that kind of led me to, okay, what are other ways I can get out there I had kind of, I had put the apparel trade show on the back burner thinking that I was going to wait on that. But through kind of seeing that, and then I just called and talked to every possible person in my networks that knows something about this, like sales reps and store owners and, other brands and how they got out there. And I'm also, in the meantime, cold calling and sending out emails and all that kind of stuff, which was like, it felt like I was getting nowhere with those efforts. And so I kind of, from that, it felt like, okay, I've got to get in front of buyers. When they're shopping, because we love to shop. But we don't love to be sold to, and that's what cold calling is, right? And people are happy when they're shopping. And my product, I feel like, does really well in person, and it's a strength of mine to be in person rather than like over the internet or on the phone. So that, I can't remember exactly how things went, but how I came back to the apparel idea. But it somehow became clear that the buyers, so I do things that are immediate, like I said, and I do things that are more like pool and then ship out later. And it seemed to me like it became clear that gift really fits more with these things. But I make this whole line of baby clothes, and that really fits better with apparel because it's really boutique owners, clothing stores that are buying the whole line, not just like onesies to sell as immediates. I don't know if that makes sense, but and so these are different people over here, and these are different people over here. And these people, boutique owners, they shop. How do they shop? They shop at trade shows, and they shop with their sales reps. And they shop online, but mostly their online shopping, from what I gather from talking to various people, is that, they really shop with known quantity kind of brands. Like, if it's familiar to them, then they'll shop online, and they won't go looking for them at a trade show. So that's kind of how I came back to, like, okay, a trade show is a good idea for starting to build relationships with those people, getting face-to-face with people. And why this one in New York? There's a whole, story behind that, This one or this one or this one. There's one in Las Vegas. There are sales reps in LA. There are other shows in New York. This show is, there are other brands like mine that are more unisex, and they're European brands. And this trend actually is further along in Europe. There are already brands that are, to the next level and beyond, selling those things in Sweden, France, England, like Polarno Pirate. I don't know if anybody knows that brand. Anyway, they come to the U.S. and they go to this trade show. And so it felt like a really good fit for me to be amongst peers and a place where shoppers who are looking for that kind of thing are going. In terms of making it a success, making it this fantastic success, that's tricky. I would love to be able to say, I'm going to go to this trade show and I'm going to meet people, it's going to be amazing, and I'm going to sell. I think it's really a process of building relationships. I think in sales that's how it is. You have to go and meet people, and they have to see your thing, and then they're going to be like, oh, that's cool, and then later on you call them up. Hey, I met you at the trade show. It's the follow-up. It's the, showing up again and continuing that process of getting to know so that people get familiar with you and start to build trust. Okay. I do know. Mhm. 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 Mm. Mhm. Okay, thanks. What kind of people do you mean? Um, well, I've worked closely with West in the previous, months, and they have been a fantastic resource. But do you have ideas, suggestions for that? I don't feel like I'm casting about. I don't want to. I would like to, perhaps describing my process makes it sound that way. I don't feel that way at all, actually. I feel like, maybe it's different for different people, but I feel like my process has been very thought through in each step along the way in talking to different mentors about what's a good idea and pursuing that idea and thinking through, is that a good idea? Is that working for my business? It definitely has been like, okay, is this a good idea? Is this a good idea? Is this a good idea? Let's evaluate. But actually, I feel quite confident that, that's why I put this Kickstarter forward now, is because I feel like, yes, this is what I need to do to go forward. Mm-hmm. Thanks. I No, but because I've followed sort of a lean model, it's been very self-propelling, and because I already sell my things, mm-hmm. And because I haven't been like, okay, I need to make 5,000 things to make a minimum order. The facility I work with here has been so wonderful and allows me to make small quantities. No, it's a company here called Marpac, and they make medical products. And on the side, to fill in, they also sew things for other people and have a contract sewing side of their business. Mm-hmm. more national kind of media, or I haven't yet. There are some other brands that have gone that direction, and as part of my goal through this Kickstarter to reach out. Let's see, in the back in the red shirt. My goal is $15,000 for the Kickstarter, and at the trade show, there's a lot of merchandising and preparation, and that's part of in the budget. There is to create a stunning presentation at the show. Going all out with that, and in my mind, I think we need to have some rocket ships that maybe even blast off, or I'm thinking about consulting with someone to help me prepare a really amazing trade show booth. I think that is probably the biggest thing I can do there. If people have ideas, I want to hear them, definitely. Yeah, I sell at the farmers market, which has been wonderful. And if there's any downtown growers people here, thank you. That's made my business be able to happen. I also have been able to make wholesale connections. So I sell at a boutique in Santa Fe and some other boutiques, a couple in other places now. And that has mostly happened through either just my calling, but also through Etsy. I am on Etsy, and I'm on Etsy Wholesale. And Etsy Wholesale has not been has not brought a lot of business my way, but it has been a great way, another platform, and a great place to send people to look at my product. Actually, I have some exciting news, which is that I was recently accepted as a regional vendor for Whole Foods. So I'll be soon found in Whole Foods in Colorado, Utah, New Mexico, and Kansas. And so that's mostly my way. I have a website. It's an e-commerce site. I haven't done it to that extent. I have sent samples to stores that I think are good fit stores, and that has not taken me very far. But I haven't been as persistent as you described. So, if you have experience doing that, or if other people have experience having success with that, I'd love to hear about it. It feels to me like I was saying before, like trying to get in front of buyers when they're shopping rather than when they're just busy in their lives, because I have felt like it just hasn't been a fruitful effort to reach out to people. It's like, delete to buyers, to store buyers. But have you had success, or do you know of people who've had success doing that? Oh, wait, I know you because you know Lacey. Mm-hmm. Thank you. Well, let's talk. Let's talk. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Are you asking me? Should I respond? um, my, well, working with MARPAC, their lead time is like 8 weeks, let's say, 6 weeks to 8 weeks. And with my immediates, it's more like 3 to 6 weeks. So it's not bad by industry standards in terms of flexibility to what's there. And in terms of shortening that, maybe you have some ideas. I don't know how to make that. That's, to me, that's short. That's fast. Both the stuff we manufacture and my immediates. But tell me what you're thinking, because you're, uh-huh. Mm-hmm. So you've worked closely with your manufacturer for that particular item to be like, we got to get this turned around fast so that it can, uh-huh. Right. Mm-hmm. And that's a real bummer. Mm-hmm. I see what you're saying. Yeah, it's about not wanting to make a ton of things that are never going to sell. I I've been working on it for a few months, working to build a plan and reading about what helps make a successful Kickstarter or any crowdfunding. They say that the beginning is so important. You have to get people to pledge right away, your core people, because that makes it look successful. So I've been spending a lot of time leveraging, talking with like my parents and all my close friends. Like, you need to pledge. If you want to and you're willing, you need to do it right away. And sending out emails. I have like 3 subgroups. I've got this calendar up on my wall. Like, who am I reaching out to each day? I've reached out to like all of the stores that sell my stuff. Can they post it on their Facebook, share with their people? I have researched some different news outlets. Like, there have been some other really successful Kickstarters in a similar vein to mine that also make, girls' dresses that are counter-stereotype. And that was picked up by the Huffington Post, for instance. So I looked up who that person is, and I'm going to reach out to that person. It's everything. At this point, it's like it's time to go for it. There was CNN did a piece about this other group that is doing a counter-stereotype thing, reaching out to those people. I would love to get some national media, but I also know that it's my people, my networks that are the core and foundation of this. So it's been kind of both. But if anybody has suggestions, I definitely want to hear. Mm-hmm. Uh-huh. Mm-hmm. Right. Okay, thanks. Yeah. What's reciprocal trading? I hadn't thought about that. And yes, I plan on doing the pre-marketing, reaching out in advance. I have someone who helps me do that. And I don't actually sew anything myself. I'm not sure if that was clear or not, but things are sewn for me. Things are printed for me. Mm-hmm. Okay, yeah, I'd love to hear about that. Thank you. This has been great that I'm the only speaker today, so I get so much feedback.
So far, fantastic discussion. So I want to ask, the question we usually do, you may have covered it once or twice, but how can you as a community help?
You can help me. You can back my project. I've got to say it. I'm making adult T-shirts for this campaign, which I don't do otherwise. People always ask me, do you make adult T-shirts? So right now I'm doing it. So get your adult T-shirt. And also just get out the word. Please share. Through Facebook, through email, through word of mouth. If anybody has connections to media, please, now is the time. Connections to national media, to the mommy bloggers. I would love to have the support in getting some exposure that way. Thank you so much for coming out.
And she has these little cards here if you're interested. They've got the link there, a couple other things. I've got a few announcements. Let's see. So, let's see. Later on today at ABQID, they have a speaker. Lawrence Aveda, he's with App City Life. They just closed a seed round of funding. They're doing great. He's going to be talking at 2 p.m. over at ABQID, almost across the street, on financials and pricing models. That should be really good. And this coming week is Umbrella Week, Tech Fiesta, and a ton of other things. So I'm just going to hit a couple of highlights on that. So TEDx ABQ, that's on the 12th. There is also, that's most of the day over at UNM, but there's also a block party happening downtown. A ton of great stuff that's happening. Let's see, also that week, next Tuesday is Tech Cocktail. That's a pitch event featuring I think we announced this tomorrow, the different startups that are going to be presenting. I know there's at least a couple from ABQID and a couple of others from throughout the community. That's going to be a really neat event over at the Epicenter across the street. Next week at 1 Million Cups, we're going to be hearing from Zach Lerner, who specializes in venture law. Many of you met him. He's just been a great force in helping a lot of startups get on the road. Pitch Fiesta, another pitch event is coming up next Thursday, and that is going to be over at Standard Diner. And then on Friday, you've got Tech Hiring Event Friday night with Big Brothers and Big Sisters and Tech Fiesta. Coming down the road, a couple more things. There's a LinkedIn event coming up that I don't have full details on, but basically LinkedIn's got sort of a bus tour helping people spruce up their profiles and other things so they can promote themselves a little bit better online. One thing I wanted to mention during Tech Fiesta week is also on Thursday night there is the Technology Users Group. That should be, it's their first event. You've got somebody coming from where? Yeah, HP is going to be talking about Windows 10. It's going to be a great event. There's a ton of stuff going on that week. I invite you to look at Umbrella Week and Tech Fiesta. Toward the end of the month, there is also Sabio Systems. We'll talk a little bit about some of our sponsors. Sabio Systems, of course, is our coffee sponsor. So thanks to, I think we see Nick and Guillermo somewhere out here. So thanks very much. And they've got an event, Tech Night Out is, they're basically starting, they're kicking this off with an event to talk about professional development. And that's going to be on September 29th. There's more information here, and I've got some more flyers up here. Nick does as well. We want to thank you for, in addition to that, we want to thank our other sponsors, of course, 1 Million, Fat Pipe ABQ, Great Home for 1 Million Cups. We also want to thank Nick Lehman. We want to thank Booyah Media. We want to thank Emergent Wave and CNM for all helping out and making things happen. If you're interested in presenting or you want to help let us know who's coming on a weekly basis, there's two good ways to do that. 1mcabq.com, that's where you go to log in and sign yourself up as a presenter, and also let us know you're going to be coming. Another way to let us know you're going to be coming and also get updates and connect with the other people to attend is our meetup group. So if you'll go to, 1mcabq bit.ly, 1mcabq_meet, or if you just search on Meetup, you'll find that event, and Charles is the guy who helps make that keep going. We want to thank you again for coming here this morning, and